Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another No Laying Up's Wild World of Golf. My name is Dennis Piehowski. Happy to be at the helm, steering you through this game today. We have a thrilling match out at the Cradle at Pinehurst Resort in Pinehurst, North Carolina. We're going to tell you all about it. But before we do, I am thrilled today to be joined by Chris Solomon, a guy who needs no introduction, although maybe a little bit of an introduction here in the booth. This is a new thing for you.
Thank you so much for having me here, Dennis. I look forward to experiencing Wild World of Golf from this side of the table.
Absolutely. Well, thanks so much for being here. We've got a great match today. It's going to be a 4-ball match. They've seen 4-ball matches here on Wild World of Golf before. Today we're going to have Tron Carter and Laz Verzalles. We're going to get into who the hell Laz Verzalles is in just a second. They're going to be taking on Neil Schuster and Joe Zwickl, the Vape Boys. We're going to get into who Joe Zwickl is in just a second. Solly, but first, before we do that, talk to me about this golf course they're playing today, the Cradle.
The Cradle is, for those that don't know, a 9-hole par 3 course that is a recent addition to the many offerings that they have at the Pinehurst Resort. Designed by Gil Hance and his associate Jim Wagner, who will also be joining us on the program today to take us through kind of some of the format changes that we're making to this this setup. You know, this is the first Wild World of Golf we've done without a professional golfer.
That's right.
And I'm not sure how that's going to hold up.
No, I don't know.
The quality of play, I would have to imagine, is going to decrease. So we're pulling out all the stops, really, to make this an entertaining product for you today.
That's right. Well, let's get into who those non-professionals are, extremely non-professionals. First of all the way from Los Angeles, California, Laz Verzalles. Talk to us about Laz.
Well, yeah, I'm definitely not at all even remotely bitter about my spot being given up for this. So I look forward to supporting both Laz and Joe in their roles today. Laz is, I would say, the unelected president of the Refuge.
Kind of a Colonel Kurtz character in the Refuge.
Something like that. I don't get that, but he is, maybe the most present person on our message board called the Refuge. He does a lot of games. He's one of the best personalities we have out there. So we look forward to welcoming into the cauldron here. He's a king of roasts. He will roast a lot of people. So who knows what's in store today? He might be getting a little bit of that back on himself today.
It's possible. Anything could happen out there. And Neil's partner, Joe Zwickl. Many people familiar with Wild World of Golf would know Joe. He did caddy for Tron. He'll be a little bit on the other side of the coin here today, taking on Tron as a competitor. Joe, no stranger to Pinehurst Resort. He's a caddy out there. An esteemed caddy out there at Pinehurst, and really a good player in his own right.
You brought that to our attention on the last episode. You know, you said you hear that a lot about caddies, them being great players in their own right. And we're going to find out today if Joe Zwickl has what it takes to perform out of these bright lights.
Exactly. Well, talk to us. The players are about ready to go down there on the first tee. Talk to us about what the format's going to be today.
I am a little confused on the format, to be honest here, but they are going to be hitting a different club off of every tee. So they're going to draw out of a hat. Jim Wagner's going to be assisting us with that. And if that's the 7-iron hole on the first hole, that's the 7-iron is out. They got to use that club to get all the way to the green. Once they're on their green, they of course are allowed to use their putters. But the beautiful thing about the Cradle is you could play it all with a putter. You could play it all with a wedge. You could go out
at about 986 yards, something like that.
Any club in the bag, really, you could go play this golf course with, and we're going to see that on full display today.
Many people bitching on social media all the time about not having enough different formats in golf. We're here to try to help with that. I don't think it's going to be entertaining, particularly. I think there's going to be a lot of bad shots.
Yes.
So we do want to drive home why a lot of these professional tours just play stroke play every week.
Correct.
So that should be interesting to watch as well.
Exactly.
Well, without any further ado, we've enough rambling from us. Let's send it down to everybody's favorite on-course reporter, the big guy, Big Randy. Introduce us to these players down there.
Thank you, Dennis. We are live once again. It's that time of year. It's another Wild World of Golf. So let's get to know who's playing today. Our first competitor. Man, you might have seen last Wild World of Golf. He was toting the bag, and this time he gets to be a lead actor, Mr. Joe Zwickl. Joe, tell us about yourself.
Yeah, live here, caddy here. Hopefully bring some course knowledge to the team. Me and my guy Neil today.
He's a real firecracker, folks. I promise. His game matches the personality. This man needs no introduction. He's going shoeless. I want to know about that, and I want to know how you are, my strap brother, Neil Schuster.
First off, big guys, it's good to see you.
It's nice to see you. Please watch the microphone.
Chuck and Peggy are good?
They're great. Thank you.
Good. Yeah, I got some blister issues, so I'm going shoeless. Shoeless Neil Schuster. I think that has a nice alliterative ring to it, maybe not, I don't know. But I'm looking forward to feeling the earth between my toes.
Nothing better, right?
Nothing better than that.
Nothing better.
Maybe a sea breeze.
Donald Ross used to walk this same earth.
It feels hollow. Hallowed grounds.
You got it.
Yeah.
Let's move on to our next guy. He is the man of the Refuge. Okay, folks, if you're not on the Refuge, you need to get there. It's our very own message board. This is Laz Verzalles.
Verzalles, but it's okay.
Verzalles,
Yeah.
potato.
Yeah.
I'm really sorry.
Yeah.
I had that in my mind. I was practicing it. I'm sorry, Laz. You're a one-name man anyway.
Yeah, look, and you're not the only one feeling big nerves out here today. I think we all are. But we're just here to try to play the TC way, get it done, maybe add a little touch of class to the sacred ground that's being vilified by Neil's feet, and see what we can do.
Tell me about your competitive golf experience. Have you ever competed under this bright of a light?
I've certainly played for bigger stakes, but never in front of this big of an audience. And there's moments when I come through and there's moments when other people do, and that's just the game. But, it's like Coach Saban says, everybody wants to be number one, Randy. But not everybody's willing to do what the beast has to do. And that's us today.
God, wise words. I know you're often the critic. Today you're in the arena.
That's right.
Let's get you out of here.
Yeah.
My last guy, TC.
Hey, Randy.
How are you?
I'm great. If I was doing any better, I'd be in jail.
Oh, God, I love that line. Tell me about the state of your game. Tell me about the state of your mind.
Many people have been talking about my wedge game for a long time. My wedge game, I didn't chip one time today in my round previously, so state of my game is good.
What do you think? You and Laz versus Neil and Joe. Handicap it real quick for me.
Yeah, Neil doesn't have any touch, so I like the format. I think it fits us. Let's go launch him.
I couldn't have said it better myself. Dennis, the action is going to be heavy. It is going to be fast. Let's get this thing going. Back to you.
All right, some early tension there from our competitors. Saul, you've been in the cauldron. Emotions can run high out there.
On the last episode of Wild World of Golf, I believe Neil told me to eat his bunghole.
Sally, my fucking butthole.
Which
Eat his fucking bunghole,
yeah,
I believe.
I politely declined that offer.
Well, you can say whatever you want. Just let it fly.
And that's why you find me up here in the booth today.
Yeah. Well, let's toss it down to the first tee. It's going to play about 114 yards. Very straightforward. It's a handshake opener here at the Cradle, and let's see what these players are going to have off this first tee.
Some big crowds out here. This is the first time we've done a Wild World of Golf with this big of a gallery.
This event is taking place during a listener event we have at Pinehurst. Subscriber event, listener event, member event.
Sure.
Something like that. There's a bunch of people that came to Pinehurst to hang out with us. So happy to have them down there. One other perk we are going to have today, you mentioned it earlier in the show, is Jim Wagner, one of the design associates, really design partner of Gil Hanse, had an immense hand in building this golf course. And we're lucky enough to have him on the ground, sharing insights with Big Randy on every hole. Let's send it down to Randy and Jim.
What can these competitors expect today out here?
I think they can expect to be hungover tomorrow morning, but I think that's a good start. A lot of long holes, and a lot of chipping, and a lot of poor putting.
I know I can't wait to see that. How about you?
I can't wait, and like a NASCAR, boogity, boogity, boogity. Let's get it going.
Let's go racing, folks. Jim, I'm gonna put this way up high. Can you reach that?
I can see through the hat, and I can see him picking a driver.
No.
The Adel Club.
Flip that over. What does that say?
3-iron.
Crafty, artistic, early, baby. They call me Matisse. Let's go launch them.
Literally no one calls him Matisse.
Okay, we're ready to play golf here at the Cradle, and it looks like Laz is going to be leading us off. We really don't know much about his game, and kind of considering that, Sally, what do you expect to see from him today?
Well, I can't speak for Laz, but I can speak for myself. And that first time that I did tee it up in a Wild World of Golf, I had trouble actually getting the tee in the ground a little bit. You're shaking. It's unlike anything you could possibly simulate in any practice or preparation for an event. So I look forward to seeing how Laz handles that pressure.
Here's Laz. Oh, that.
That was terrible. Scott is gone.
Okay, it doesn't look like he's going to handle it very well at all. That is a horribly shitty shot by Laz to start the day. Let's see if he can bounce back from that one.
Can't say I didn't see that one coming.
Here's Tron Carter now.
Very comfortable playing it off the back foot.
Dennis, you got to think today's format really sets up well for Tron Carter. Oh, fuck! Oh, my God! What is that?
Yeah, not good there from Tron. You know, I believe you're getting ready to say he doesn't have to hit many wedges today, and that seemed like it would be a positive, but again, not a good start for Team Laz and Tron. All right, here's Neil on the first tee. Solly, what do you think about this shoeless look he has going on there?
You know, we've often said that Neil looks a lot like a minor league baseball player here, and you know those guys, they ride the bus, right? They make about $30K a year. You know, they're eating ramen noodles, and Neil just looks like he's in between shoe deals at the moment.
Will that sit though?
So long.
Wow, no forecall there. I didn't hear that.
No, he scatters the gallery there in the opening tee shot without yelling for. Kind of a big middle finger to the TC way. Shoeless Neil Schuster now will be playing from the cart path to start his day.
Can we please not call him that? That is a self-glossed nickname.
Yeah, that does kind of have a little too much gravitas. Maybe Homeless Neil Schuster. Homeless Neil Schuster will be playing from the cart path. All right, here's Joe Zwickl now. He's a caddy here at Pinehurst, as we mentioned. A good player in his own right, plays about a +1 handicap.
You took the words right out of my mouth. A great player in his own right, if we may say.
Come on, make it slow.
Oh, that's up there.
Come back.
Okay.
All right, it's 2 shitty shots to start the day for Tron and Laz. Laz will be first to play. Things are undoubtedly moving quickly after that first tee shot there.
Keep going. Come on.
Oh,
Dennis TC with his second. He almost wants to play the same exact shot he played off the tee. Getting something going off the ground.
Terrible.
All right, some spotty golf to start things off here at the first. Speaking of which, let's go see what Neil got himself into there after that first tee shot.
I'm not sure what his line of play is here, Dennis, but I don't know if he's going under, through, or what he's doing with this fence.
Yeah, it looks like kind of a hit and hope here.
Dikembe!
Things are moving quickly already for most of the players today.
You know, a lot of people thought that Neil had arrived truly on the scene with his win at the most recent Wild World of Golf, but I think you and I play a lot of golf with Neil, and this is a little bit more in line with what we're used to seeing.
Yeah, this is going to bring him back to earth quickly.
Just off of the green, Dennis. He will have to use his 3-iron still. He's just going to want to get one going. He's got a bit of a backstop on the right.
Oh, no.
Falls away. That's a bit heavy.
Well, it's coming back down.
Saddle. All right, we're button.
TC, he does have the putter. This will test his lag putting ability. Falls away. He just wants it to die on top of the ridge. Oh, and that is beautiful speed, Dennis. That should feed right to the hole.
That is the loudest applause I've ever heard for a 114-yard bogey, Dennis. They might be the excitable boys.
Yeah, no doubt about that. His partner Laz is going to have a chance to save par for the team now here.
We have some horns going. We have some horns going. Laz likes it. Oh, it just slips behind the edge. I think they're going to give that to him. I think that's a 4 for Team Tron and Laz.
Yeah, tough look for Laz there, begging for some applause after an opening bogey.
That kind of thing really has me questioning whether or not Laz is ready for this scene.
Yeah, I agree. I think a lot of these players come in, they've practiced their celebrations, they've practiced their acknowledgements. They don't practice a lot of the golf shots. Yeah. And that seems to be what we've seen
that's
here
on full display.
On the opening hole. Let's see if Team Vape can steal one here in the opener.
12 feet to win the hole, to go one up here on the first green. Cross-handed, the putts away. Good speed, and it's just going to slide by on the left. I think that putt's been given. 2 4s, and we go to the second all square.
All right. Well, this format could have been a mistake after some horrible bogeys there on the handshake opener. I hope it either gets really good or really bad, right? You know, that's nothing in between.
I can place my bets on what I think is going to happen.
If it's 3-iron, I'm going to have you throw it back. Oh,
Putter.
Oh my goodness.
Got to use your Peter.
Wow. Not full for
Here you go.
It's a putter, folks. It is a putter. We have a bunker guarding the green on line with the flag. This is going to be interesting. Jim, what can you tell me about this hole from a design perspective?
One of our young shapers, a guy by the name of Jaeger Kovic, who I'm sure the world has known, or at least he feels the world knows who he is, designed this green, so it pretty much means it's unputtable. So we shall see what happens when these guys try to endure this hole. But, you know, we're going to endure it with them, I guess.
That we will. 80 yards, no direct line. We're going to test their creativity.
Bunker!
Laz has hit it right into the bunker. That's going to be tough to get out of.
I think he hit it exactly where he wanted to.
TC with his partner in the bunker.
He also is aiming right.
He's got to be thinking.
Jim, I aim right. I always aim right.
And there's the first back off of the day for a player who's kind of become known as Rabbit Ears Tron. Solid, talk to me. What's it like to play with a player like that?
It's awful. It throws your whole rhythm off, and it's, you know, he really ramps it up in these Wild World of Golf situations, tries to steal some of the TV time. It wouldn't surprise me if you maybe needed some sponsor obligations to fulfill some exposure requirements there, but nobody wins in these scenarios. And here's where you really see this format start to buck its head. What would be a very simple wedge shot here on the second now turns into a little bit of a chess match here with a putter layup.
Yeah, these guys are just internally, they're going through quite a struggle. It's quite a puzzle they're trying to put together. I don't think it's interesting for the viewers, but it is, you know, I can tell you inside their heads, they're really trying to work it out right now.
This is basically the televised golf version of Dungeons & Dragons.
Yeah, exactly. Very interesting to the players. Everyone else, not so much.
Mr. Zwickl with a putter in the conservatory. No, I'm just joking. Oh, a healthy wrap.
Come on, get through it, get through it. Yes, sir!
Past the bunker.
Come on down.
Will he use the backstop, Dennis? This could be very good.
Keep going.
This is definitely gonna come back.
Stop.
Oh, no, wait. Still playing.
And then we see what Jim was talking about with this second green here. Almost unputtable, as I believe he said.
Good putts are just not rewarded here.
Yeah, that's right.
Dennis, Neil has a very special relationship with his putter. I believe it's got a very loving nickname.
Yeah. And go.
It should be fine. It's a decent line. It's a sensible play. It's going to come up just a bit short. Back to you.
You know, Neil's always been kind of a quiet player. He loves letting his clubs do the talking. But Randy, maybe you can get him out of his shell a little bit with an interview.
Dennis, I cut up to Neil here. We're walking up the second green. Talk to me about having to use Keisha from 80 yards. Are you worried about the punishment she might take?
I mean, you know, Keisha, she kind of likes it. Rough sometimes, you know, but I think she knows how much I love her, and she can handle it. Let me put it that way. She can handle it.
For anybody who might not know, why is your putter named Keisha?
Well, it's from the Petey Pablo song Freak a Leak, where he starts naming names. Keisha, Monique. And then it turned into Keisha Lance Bottoms, who is the mayor of Atlanta and welcomes you to Atlanta. And she says, welcome to our great city. Whether you're coming home from a long tour of duty or just passing through, we hope you enjoy your stay. That's what it's named for.
Thank you, Neil. Dennis, back to you.
Wow, just stellar information for the viewers there from Randy.
I'm not sure what kind of vaping is going on down there, Dennis, but it looks exciting.
Yeah, anyway, here's Laz.
Laz is playing sideways out of the bunker. It's a very sensible play, Dennis, and that it's going to give his partner Tron a better look.
The haters can save it.
Dennis, here's Laz with his third. The objective here is to give Tron a good line. Ball's away. That's a healthy wrap. I think that's good speed. Let's see which way it breaks on top of that ridge. Oh, it's actually just going to come up short. He'll put a mark on that, and it'll be Tron's turn to play. Back to you, Dennis.
So an interesting bit of gamesmanship here at the second with Laz basically laying up out of that bunker, trying to give Tron an ideal read. I don't know that it's really in the spirit of the rules to do that. I think players are typically intended to play towards the hole, but it is great teamwork.
You know, what we're seeing unfold here today, Dennis, is basically these two taking a blowtorch to the TC way. I think we can both agree that that's now dead.
Dennis, TC is in his happy zone right now. He's got a putter. He's about 10 feet off the green. This is just tailor-made for him. It's all about speed. He's got to get it up over that last ridge on the green. He's got a backstop he can work with. Oh, it took a little bit of a funky hop. Let's see which way this goes on top. It's coming back to the hole. That's a good play. He'll have it. He'll have maybe 6 feet for the par.
It was in if it didn't hit that bump.
Neil and Joe here have the advantage. Here's Neil's second. Just looking to cozy one up.
Nelly.
Ball's away. That's hit well.
Well, kind of what you were just talking about there with the TC way. Now we see Tron has left his ball unmarked there in the second green.
Tron is basically the Joel Osteen of practice what you preach.
That's tough but fair.
Joe is hole high here for his second. He's got some undulation he's got to deal with here. He's got an immediate knob in front of him, and then he's got a downhill slope to the hole. It's all about speed. The putt's away. Has he given it enough? It's just going to come up short of that second slope. It's going to be a difficult par, and I think Laz and Tron are in the catbird seat. Dennis, back to you. Neil for his par.
That's good.
Full effort. They've given it to him, and that's a 4. Dennis, this is Laz for 4. What this putt is really, though, is to free Tron up on his par putt. It's away, good speed. Oh, and he's running in the back.
Well, that is a crowd wave from somebody that has clearly never done this before.
Yeah, kind of a weird cadence. It looks like one of those old golf films from like the 1940s where the footage is all like sped up. You see Ted Ray or Harry Vardner, one of those guys kind of waving. Just a very awkward celebration.
Important putt here early for Team Zwickl and Schuster. They're affectionately known as the Vape Boys. It's a quick putt down the hill. Ball's away. He's giving it plenty of speed. Oh, and it slides by.
Had to go at it.
Yeah, the next one's good. Tron's going to be appreciative over this putt. Dennis had a chance to look at it. I don't think it's much. I don't think he has to give away the hole. It's just to test the nerves here. 2 feet for the win.
Yeah! All right, let's
right
go.
in the heart. That's a par. Team Tron and Laz go to 1 up. Dennis, we have our first movement. Back to you.
Thanks, Randy. Team Tron takes the early lead here at the Cradle. Let's go down to number 3. It's possibly the best hole at the Cradle. Very interesting one. It's an uphill punch bowl where aces are definitely in play with a normal wedge. Who knows what these guys are going to have into this green. Let's send it down to Jim and Randy, see what club these guys are going to be hitting.
Dennis, we're going to see what the boys have to play here. Jim, what
Wedge.
Wedge.
Nice. Nice.
Maybe a perfect little wedge hole here, Dennis.
Just a wedge.
Jim,
Any
what
wedge.
can you tell us about this one?
This is my favorite hole on the golf course because the bar awaits us after they finish. And the fans are getting very upset, so let's see what happens.
You heard it, Dennis. I think we're all getting thirsty.
Yeah, Jim clearly struggling with the early pace of play. Solly, how's that going to change throughout the day?
Well, if what we've seen so far is any indication of what's to come, it's going to get a lot worse before it gets better.
Agree with you there. Here's Laz playing first at the 3rd.
You know, he's quite a deliberate player. These guys see a lot of the slow players on TV, and then they want to come in and do the same thing. You see kind of the trickle-down effect of slow play on the professional tour in action right here at the Cradle.
Catch the bank.
It's going to catch back. Watch.
Is it going to disappear for them?
It is going to disappear for him.
I don't know if this is the one. Is it? What do you think?
All right, so this shot is blind up the hill, so the fans seem like they're conspiring to fake reports of an ace. And if you look at these players, just don't really seem like they're buying it. I would say kind of a C- effort there from the fans.
Dennis, Tron has his famed katana. Very comfortable stroke there.
Dangerous.
Okay, he'll have a putt. That's safe. He'll have a putt. Oh, that sounded heavy. I don't think he likes it.
Wow, another shitty shot from Neil. He actually even had a wedge there. No blaming the equipment on that one. You know, many people thought his win in the last one would springboard him onto bigger things, but he has sucked so far today.
I think he's played this hole countless times, Dennis, with this very club. Told me he likes about 75 yards. Oh, he scattered the gallery. Oh, Dennis, I think he's in a hurry to get to that bar. Dennis, I don't know. We might have to double check the tape. I'm not sure if he yelled 4. I know normally I wouldn't make a big deal out of this. I know Tron, though, is a stickler. If competitors don't yell 4 on their own ball, he does like to police that sort of thing. Definitely something to keep an eye on. As I hear anything, Dennis, I'll let you know. Back to you.
A horrible miss by Joe there with Neil in the bunker, which is kind of surprising. He does play off a +1 handicap, a good player in his own right for a caddy here at Pinehurst.
You know, I feel like this is a perfect time for me to weigh in as a fellow vanity +1 handicap. You know, this is what we're calling exposure. This is getting exposed. You know, you can get away with, going to cocktail parties and telling everyone about you're a +1, but when the bright lights come on, people see the true colors.
Let's throw it back down to Neil, who will absolutely have to get this up and down now.
Dennis, it's a clean lie. He's got his toes in the sand. He may have played here intentionally. Ball's away. That's a nice out. He's gonna have a par putt. Zwickl, I'm not sure he's gonna try to flop this down to the hollow or just trickle it over the edge. Looks like up in the air. No, he's played it short out to the right. It's just hard to get that ball to stop, Dennis. That's going to be a good 30 to 40 feet if it stays on the green. Oh, and it has. Okay. We're looking at Team Laz and Team Tron maybe moving to 2 up here. We're getting a lot of rumblings up in the gallery of Calcutta. I think they're pressuring him to miss this. But like a true professional, it's in the back of the cup. Laz and Tron, 2 up through 3. The vape boys are gonna have to answer soon, or else this risks getting out of hand. Back to you, Dennis.
All right, so 2 up through 3 for Team Tron and Laz. This is only a 9-hole match, and with this kind of lopsided start, this thing risks getting out of hand quickly.
You know what though, Dennis? I have no concerns at all that we'll be able to fill this TV window with the pace these players are playing.
That's, I think, a really good point. Let's go now to the longest hole in the course, number 4.
What did you run into there?
I ran into A beer. One of the guys brought it down and gave it to me. I have no idea what it is, but it tastes good. It's cold.
It's cold.
It's cold, and it's just taking a while here. So hopefully we pick up the pace.
Do you have dinner plans tonight, Jim?
No, but I feel like I'm in the middle of a curling match.
Can I have
cricket? Actually, worse yet, it's cricket.
No.
I think by tomorrow at 4 it will be finished.
Can I have you do the honor?
7-iron. 7-iron.
Really?
Yeah.
How about that?
7-iron.
Tell me something I don't know about this hole.
This hole is an optical illusion. It appears to be severely downhill, but in fact it is slightly uphill. So it'll be interesting if the players can go ahead and figure that out.
What do you mean? Because it's downhill.
No, it's an optical illusion. It is. It's the train track. You don't realize it, and then that mound in front makes it feel like it's downhill, but that mound is actually above where we're standing. So the green is slightly below that. So quite frankly, we were hitting an uphill shot.
Jim, I can't tell if you're serious, and honestly, I kind of dig it.
Yeah, it's cool. You'll see. You watch.
Yeah, I'm kind of with you there, Randy. I can't really tell if Jim's being serious or not. Let's try to find another angle of number 4 to kind of show what he's showing. Let's go to the new blimp cam. No, this is not right. This is actually course number 4 here at Pinehurst. Just a little screw up in the production truck. Pretty hole, but not really what we were looking for. Oh, fuck! Okay, let's go back to number 4. Laz, he's got 7-iron.
96 yards today. It might be uphill. I don't know. Jim just shook my whole world with that commentary. Who could say?
And into the wind as we're playing. I'm not sure. They're having trouble. They need to re-club, but there's only one problem.
They're deep in the process. Laz has an uncomfortably open club face. I don't know if I've ever seen a 7-iron face that open.
He may hit his own shin on the backswing.
Yeah, God, I think
it's terrible.
It's really bad, isn't it, Jim?
Terrible.
Right into the bunker. He drop kicked it. He hit the big ball first.
There is another miss for Laz.
You got to feel for him in this situation. Wholly unprepared for the moment and nowhere to hide.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's see if his partner Tron can pick him up. They already have a 2-up lead.
I'm going to sit it right to the top of the elephant mound. What will it do? I have no idea. I can't see it. The crowd's not.
That is so good.
Oh, they're starting to cheer. Oh, Dennis, that is pin high, maybe 20 feet.
Wow, what a shot there from Tron. That was great weight with the 7-iron. Judging the either uphill or downhill, we're not really sure. Let's see if his brother Neil can answer here.
Really nice play there with the 7-iron. Icarito showing signs of life.
Good contact. Really get a little kick right.
Yep.
Crowd. Oh, Dennis, that's really good. That's about 12.
And a great shot there from Joe Zwickl as well. Let's see if they can get the putters warmed up here.
Dennis, we heard Neil talking about Keisha a little earlier. He's going to have to conjure something here. The Vape Boys need to make something happen. We need to make it happen now. Here's Neil for birdie. Ball's away. He's left it way out to the right.
I don't know if that was his right or your right there, Randy, but either way.
This putt's going to move a little right on him. You have to respect the speed here. Dennis falls away. That's a great putt. It just hangs on the left edge. Really good putt there.
Really nice effort there from Tron for birdie, but that does open the door for the Vape Boys.
Let's see if Neil can provide any support here for Joe. Nope. Eat my bunghole, Neil.
Now here's Joe for a chance to win their first hole of the day here.
Let's go, baby. God damn it, I like that.
Really good birdie there with a 7-iron, Dennis. Obviously, some big emotion here from the Vape Boys. That is a very important putt. They are now just 1 down through 4 holes. This match is getting good. Back to you.
An essential win to keep this thing from getting super boring. You always hear 2-up is the most dangerous lead in golf. Solly, why is that?
People just aren't very smart, Dennis.
Yeah, it doesn't make a lot of sense to me either. Let's go to number 5.
Dennis, Jim's a bit caught up talking to some local Jim, do you want to pull a club here?
Club of choice.
Dennis, this is a club of choice. The competitors are free to use any club in their bag. Jim, I got one important question for you.
What do you got?
What's the yardage here today?
It appears to be 69.
Does it always play that distance?
Sometimes it plays 71, but you have to use a finger. I mean, an extra finger in your grip.
Jesus. Neil, what club do you have?
50 degree. Monique.
Dennis, Neil has a club he's called Monique.
I think Dennis, he names his club after strippers.
Nipped it pretty good out to the left. Very safe shot, Dennis.
I like it.
Looks like he will have a putt though. Big text. Sensible shot. Mr. Zwickl, what club do you have?
60 degree.
It's a 60 degree, Dennis.
To begin with. The club of choice, I guess, for this hole.
Oh, he's caught it beautifully, Dennis. That is right at the flag if it's a good number.
Great shot by Jay-Z there. Will Tron or Laz be able to answer here, Sally?
Laz is getting more and more comfortable as we go on. He is settling in. I expect him to issue a statement with this shot right here. Now I expect him to issue an apology.
That was horrible. Really, really bad.
A little better during all these visualizations.
TC, I don't know if you can handle a Santuca.
Tough. Back to you. TC, what club do you have?
I have the katana.
It's the katana. It is his club of choice, Dennis. In every sense of the word. Shots away, oh God, he picked it really nicely, just to the left of the flag.
Sir.
Real sit.
Not as much of a roar as I expected.
God, it must be a little long. The crowd did not react. Dennis will have to take a look up there. Back to you.
So club of choice in hand, and both Tron and Laz missed the green here at number 5. Solly, any surprises with those club choices there?
At 69 yards, I can't believe that TC would go with the wedge. I would have thought he would have put that, but as we saw earlier, the TC way is no more.
Dennis, here's Laz's second shot. He's really looking to get this up and down.
Dynamite stuff there, Randy.
He's been really good on his recovery shots this far. And this one looks pretty good too. Will it? Oh, it's got to slide a little right. He's asking for it. It's just going to hang out to the left. A smattering of applause. I think that'll be maybe 10 feet, Dennis. Back to you.
All right, well, since Tron chose wedge off the tee, he is stuck with the wedge, which means we are going to get to see our first look at Tron's notorious chipping, folks.
Kids, anybody with sensitive reactions, please look away now. Very competent. Just, it's tough to get spin with that 50 degrees. So maybe 10 feet left for his par.
Yeah, really not too bad there. You know,
No one died.
no one died. Well said. Over to Neil now.
Here's Neil for birdie, Dennis. It's a long look. His partner's in tight. I think he's just got to be thinking 2-putt to free him up. It's on a good line, Dennis. Oh, and it just comes up short.
A lot of straight.
That one's good for his 3.
Good putt or good read.
Dennis, here's Tron for par to put a little pressure on Joe. Putts away, very good stroke. Oh, and it just goes the other way on him.
That's good.
Stroke looked good. I think it was just a little bit of a misstroke.
Might not even need it.
Dennis, Laz and Tron are deep in the process right now. Laz is giving this par putt all of his attention.
Yeah, we've noticed he is giving this one his full attention.
You know, Dennis, this reminds me of something we talk about often on the Pro-Am circuit, in that, you know, when you're a good player, you're described as deliberate.
Sure.
But when you're a bad player, you're described as slow. Laz, you're slow.
Just getting word now, this group has been placed on the clock. Something to keep an eye on. Par putts away.
Laz now celebrating like he just won the Masters.
Yeah, absolutely. It looks like 2007 Masters, apparently, with that Damon Green dance from his partner Tron.
Channeling only the best vibes.
Here's Joe. No more than 4 feet for birdie to square up this match. Settles in over it. Putts away. Right in.
Big boys, let's go!
The Bay Boys have squared this match, and we are going to number 6, all tied up. Oh my gosh, this is a barn burner. Back to you.
Back-to-back birdies from Joe Zwickl. He is a great caddy, and as we're seeing, a good player in his own right here.
Amazing to see Joe out there, not only carrying the massive weight of his own stones around, but also with Neil's carcass on his back.
Absolutely. Let's send it over to number 6.
Jim, do me the honor.
And the winner is driver.
Dennis, here on the shortest hole at the Cradle, we have picked the longest club. Oh gosh, what a beautiful juxtaposition. It will be driver here. Jim, anything these competitors need to know?
We call this hole Preparation H because we're all getting hemorrhoids sitting around waiting for them to play. Now back to you.
Dennis, back to you.
Not really sure that one made sense either.
Yeah, I don't know what that one was. Slow play kind of taking a toll on everybody. All right, we're back here with the action at the 6th.
These guys are so deep in their process, they're not trusting themselves. Neil's just thrown away his tee. Balls away.
That's not going to be too bad.
Yeah, not totally sure what to say about that one. Not a great effort.
Yeah, I will tell you though, Dennis, anytime that Neil puts a driver head on a golf ball and you can find the golf ball in the next shot, that's considered a plus.
Yeah, praise progress there.
Here's Joe now. Used to be a chef, Dennis. I don't know if people realize that. High pressure situation in New York City. He's going to try to fillet a driver.
Come on back. Come on back. Yeah, get up there.
That's really just good. Out to the right.
Come on. All right.
It's not great. I think that's in the business. That might be what we call maybe non-choice cut.
Here's Laz with an angle over here with driver, teed up. Oh, great contact.
That look.
Hits the sprinkler, takes a little off of it. Now he's just asking for it to sit. Oh gosh, Dennis, it just doesn't stop. That's over the back.
He's going to need a cotton swab to go ahead and apply the Preparation H for the next shot.
He's deep in the cavity there behind
He is. He's going to have to get his finger in there really deep.
Here's TC now. No doubt off the back of his, in the back of his stance. He's been working on that a lot.
Are they bowling shoes?
Oh my gosh, Dennis, that sounded good. Keep an eye on this.
I may go in the hole.
The TC way.
Sprinkler took a little off of it, but that's pretty cheeky there.
Is that the TC way? That was the TC way. That's the TC way, officially.
All right, let's go down to Laz, who's going to just play a little bump shot here.
And you can see our producers are getting much better cutting out his elaborate pre-shot routine.
Pretty good shot.
Now over to Neil. Let's see if he can contribute something here.
Ooh, looks like he caught a bit of a flyer there.
Right.
Got a little clean.
Here's Joe with his second just off the green driver. Gotta start to wonder about his back. He's been carrying a heavy load this whole match, Dennis. He's gonna just tickle this one up there.
Chill.
Heavy as well. These competitors having a tough time judging their drivers.
Here you go.
Dennis, back to you.
All right, so with Tron in there close, some really just brain dead second shots by the Vape Boys here at number 6.
Yeah, you know, Dennis, vaping is essentially the stack and tilt of tobacco use. I mean, you might think you're cutting a corner in some way, but we're going to get 10 years down the road and realize you were doing yourself absolutely no favors.
Neil's way here. This is a lengthy cut. Let's see if he can conjure any magic, Dennis. To the left. I'm not sure this one's going to come back. It's not a great effort. Might be good for 4.
Yeah, I'm guessing they'll just give him that one there for a sympathy 4. Let's see if Joe can run in another one to save a par. It'd be a big one.
Balls away. Really come back. It's just going to slide down the right. Hold it. Tron and Laz firmly in the captaincy right now.
Here's Tron. He's got 2 putts for the hole. This one, you know as well as I do, just about the speed.
Putts away. He's going to have to hit this one, Dennis. That's all at 2 feet. TC with a ball. 4 par in the hole. Bang, right in the hole.
Good putt.
Tron and Laz go 1 up. They've stopped the run. We are on to the 7th tee, Dennis. It's winning time. It's winning time. Let's go.
All right, so Tron and Laz now 1 up with 3 to play. Solly, tell me what's going through their heads. What are these guys feeling down there?
This is where things really start to get real, you know, and if I could tell you what's going through their heads, I might be down there still playing and not up here in the booth with you.
Great point. Over to number 7. Jim, what club are these guys going to be hitting in there?
9-9.
That's a 9-iron.
This is an absolute sucker pin on the left here. Anything in the middle of that green is a great shot with a 9-iron. Ooh. Oh God, this might be in the middle of the 8th green.
Absolutely fucked back there behind the 7th green. Let's see if Laz can rebound.
Here's Laz now. On pressure, we're receiving word from both G Man and Zwickl that the Tron's ball is gonna be dead wherever it is. That has to be going to the right. Oh, chippy little ball. That's gonna come back. You want me to go, Joe, or you want to go? Will it sit? That's a really good ball. No way.
And that you see on full display is the danger of this green. Anything moving right to left is just gonna have such a hard time holding this green.
Dennis, he knows what he has to do. Good contact.
Nice shot.
Solid shot.
It's got a little
One
gel on
hop. Chill. And we'll see if
Chill
this
out.
stops, Dennis. It's
That might
just
go in the
will
hole.
it stop? Oh, wow. Beautiful shot. Just when they needed it.
The folks at home just candidly have no idea how hard that shot was from Joe Zwickl right there.
Absolutely. To hold that green with a 9-iron, knowing that Tron and Laz are completely fucked back there, he knows Neil's not hitting the green. Massive pressure, and Joe stepped up and hit it.
Yeah, let's watch Neil try to give it a shot anyways.
It's been pretty quiet today. Oh, that's a nice strike. I don't know. It's an aggressive line.
Yes! Go in the fucking hole.
Joe loves it.
Stop.
Wow. That's lovely green.
But his partner's in there tight, Dennis. Advantage firmly with the vape boys. Back to you.
Yeah, I mean, that shot from Neil, not bad, but it really shows how fine a line Joe just walked right there. Anything moving right to left is just not, it's going to be so hard to hold that green. Tron's going to be next to play. This thing is next to impossible, Solly.
His only play here is to just rip blade a 9-iron right into this mound and see if he can get it to get up on the green and release.
Randy, what are you seeing down there? Does he have any chance of getting this one up and down?
Dennis, this is goddamn almost impossible. He's got a 9-iron. It's all about speed. Very severe bang. A real...
Folks, that is as classy as we've ever seen on Wild World of Golf. Absolute surgical touch from Tron. Truly flashing some gifted hands.
People say I can't chip. TC, you stink. I'm a 2.4 now, people.
You heard it, people. Stay woke.
Weird flex, but okay.
Yeah, that's fine. Okay, let's take another look at this one from Tron. This is just an absolute stellar play. Solly, talk us through it.
Honestly, we've seen a lot of chips from Tron that come into the green at that trajectory and at that velocity, but I've never seen one bound wonderfully off a mound and roll up to within 6 feet. It just speaks to the magic of the place that is called the Cradle.
He kind of married the line and speed there a little bit to some
Many
extent.
would say that.
Yeah, that takes a ton of pressure off of Laz. Let's see if he can give him another look at par here, though.
Dennis Laz here with an open face 9.
Fucking hate this play.
This is not going to go well.
But his partner's in tight. I do want to point out, Dennis, Laz is carrying a very interesting bag. I'm curious if there's a story behind that.
Randy, great eye as always. There is a story behind that. It's a handmade bag by another member of the Refuge, someone who's actually here joining us at Pinehurst this week, Alex Schreffler. The Refugees, they like to call it the traveling Sunday bag. If you've seen the Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants, I believe it's kind of a
never seen it.
Less emotional version of that. Basically, members of the Refuge ship it from one place to another around to each person can carry it if they've got a meaningful round of golf coming up. They fill out a little diary entry about where they played. It's just a very beautiful, very cool idea by Alex. I know Laz is really honored to be carrying it today.
Look at that, our very own little fluff piece.
It's very cool. All right, here's Joe Zwickl for another birdie at 7 after a spectacular shot in here. This would really take the wind out of TC's sails after that great chip.
Clutch all day. Puts away, confident stroke. He has given Tron an opportunity.
That's just nerves right there, Dennis. That putt was not even close to high enough.
Yeah, this could be an unbelievable turn of events from TC if he can squeak out a halve here. And listen, I know players don't usually play well in this program. I know this is a low bar. saying this, but this would be the best up and down we've ever seen on this program.
That's away.
We like that!
Dennis, that was
amazing up and down.
sometimes you're shocked by things out on the golf course. What an unbelievable, spectacular up and down. Really, really honored to see that from Tron. He's taken big steps in his game. Tron and Laz are 1 up heading to 8 now. I can't tell you how big of a turn of events that was. Back to you.
So an unreal swing there. Instead of squaring the match, the Vape Boys are unable to win the 7th. They will go into the 8th hole 1 down. Tron and Laz are inching closer to a victory here at the Cradle. If they win this 8th hole, it's over, folks. It all could end right here. Jim, what club are the boys going to have in there?
Dennis, I'm looking around. I can't find Jim. We did find him, though. He's under the 8th green, sitting down, taking a load off up there.
Really can't blame him, Randy. I have no idea why he agreed to do this.
I'm going to go ahead and pull this one on my own. It's a non-driver wood. This is a 3-wood, gentlemen. A 3-wood.
Or a hybrid.
Or a 2 hybrid.
You're discriminatory, Randy.
So tough shot here for anything with a head cover. Solly, how close to that bunker these guys are going to have to play in order to get this close?
Fuck should I know? I've never played this format. I've never played this golf course before.
Fair enough. Let's see what Tron can do with the 2 hybrid.
Tell a story. Tell a story.
Right at the flag. Oh my gosh, it hit the flag.
Come back. Come back.
That's all it is.
And almost 2 fireworks in a row there from Tricky Tron. Let's see that one again. Look at that thing just bangs off the flag stick there. Man, when it's your day there, Solly.
Amen.
Well said. Let's go see what Laz has here.
Here's Laz with the 3-wood. Shots away.
All right, really nice play from Laz. He's really seemed to have steadied himself these last few holes. Solly, what can you say about his performance out there today?
It's forgettable. Dennis, it's very forgettable.
Okay.
Here's Joe. He was really talking up this Callaway Apex hybrid. He says he hits at 280. He's only going to need 50 of it. Big moment, Dennis.
I believe I'm qualified to step in here as someone who also rounds up the yardages that they hit clubs very dramatically. I'd say Joe actually hits his club about 240.
Nervy spot there, Dennis. It all comes down to Neil.
All right, well, Laz is in there for what should be an easy 3. That, suddenly this thing has all kind of come down to Neil here, trying to make a putt on the 8th. Solly, what's going through his head?
This is a true do or die situation here, Dennis, and he has to be thinking to himself, do not fuck this up, all right? You got to be putting as much pressure on yourself as possible. You got to stay very focused on hitting the perfect shot. This is your destiny, Neil. Don't fuck it up.
Chill. Come back.
He'll take that backstop. It's going to end up high. He will have a putt. It's going to be bad.
All right, all things considered, that's not too bad. They're going to need better than that at this point of the game, unfortunately. Let's see if Joe has any kind of shot up there in the shit.
Joe, I got good news and I got bad news. What would you like?
I'd like the bad news first, Randy.
It doesn't matter. You're going to lose. The match is virtually over.
No, it's not. You just hear that, Neil?
What was the good news?
The good news is the match is almost over.
All right.
Balls away down. Will it catch any snow?
Pretty damn good though.
All right, not a horrible play from Joe. Just no chance of stopping it from up there. Over to Neil.
Really tough putt here for Neil. We're going to see if he can blend the line and the speed.
2 guys, he's got to marry the line and the speed.
Tough to judge the speed downhill there.
These glossy greens out here at the Cradle, almost as if somebody was spreading bikini wax on these.
Let's move on. Pretty well judged by Neil there. That's a huge contribution. Unfortunately, it's going to be about 90 minutes too late. So now Tron and Laz will both have putts to win the match here at number 8.
It's a slippery one. All about the speed. I think he's going to be fine with a comfy 3 here. Just trying to free his partner up. The ball's away. Yeah, and that's what he's done. That's a comfortable 3 there. He'll free Laz up to really give it a run.
Good. Yep.
This to win the match, Dennis. A moment of glory for Laz.
All right, not to be for Laz or Tron there, so if Neil can hold this one, we will be headed to the 9th.
Do not play that music, Dennis. Do not play it.
Keisha, right in the heart.
Hey, all right. You know, a nice par there for Neil at number 8. You know, who knows? We got one hole left. Could we be seeing a little bit of a resurgence here, maybe from Neil?
No, we're not. I think if they're going to have any chance here, we're going to need Joe to make a birdie here at the last.
I think you're right. All right, so the only club left is the 5-iron. So let's see if these boys can hit the green here at the difficult finisher. It looks like even Jim has kind of rejoined us for this last hole. Jim, talk us through this ending here.
Sorry about that, Dennis. I had to take a dump.
Dennis, I've wrangled our man Jim. He was a little tied up there.
Taking a dump. I had to drop a deuce at the deuce.
A little bit in knots. One club remaining. What is it, Jim?
It's a 5-iron.
It's a 5-iron, folks. 5-iron. The Vape boys are 1 down. Tron and Laz 1 up. I do want to say, should it go to a playoff, Jim? It's a full 9-hole playoff. Will you be around for all of it?
I will not. I will be stopping off at the bar and staying there for the rest of the evening.
Okay, here's Tron Carter at the last. He's come up big all day since chunking the shit out of that opening tee shot. Here he is at the 9th with a 5-iron.
That is coming out hot. That looks destined for the bunker.
No fucking way. I had the right line. Oh, he's got it right there. Hop up once, kick left. Oh, that's the play right there.
That might go in.
Beautiful. Fucking walk off.
Really good shot there, Dennis. It's just going to hang up. I can't believe it didn't take more of the slope.
Really quality shot by Laz just to hit the green. That was exactly what he had to do. 2-putt here would clinch it.
Dennis, if I may say, what a scene we are seeing down here at the Cradle with the sun setting. I am just honored to be here with you.
Right back at you, partner. Happy to have you here.
I want to stress this.
I'd love to be
These guys are trying to just fillet 5-irons into a green that's not overly receptive.
Does anybody know focus on the tattoos? I think we need to do the 7.
Oh no, they're down. Come on, get down.
Just a heavy line there.
Good idea.
Just too much, Dennis. Story of the day.
And now here's Neil at the last. And folks, I know it's the question on everybody's mind. Can Icarito fly high for 2 matches in a row?
All right, buddy.
That kind of day, man.
We're still alive.
Solly, I don't know, what can you say? Just one of those days for young Neil.
You know, we talked about it in the break, and I should point out that since we filmed the last Wild World of Golf, Neil's actually turned 30 years old, so we may need a new name for him.
Sure, possibly regular Neil.
Old Balls Neil.
Old Balls Neil. You know, a lot of, we'll leave that to the viewers, but he's just not the same guy we've seen in tournaments past. What a scene there as you see him just kind of rummaging around for his golf ball down there in the shit. Bleak scene for the Vape boys as the sun is setting on their chances here at Pinehurst Resort.
Big swing. I think that's it for Icarito.
Well, Solly has made his way down to the 9th green to watch this finish. Looks like he's already found some action down there.
Solly thinks I'm keeping this on the green. He's got 10-1 odds with these guys for $10. So $100.
Look at those heathens with their cash.
I'm not sure if maybe Solly knows something we don't, but he thinks TC can hold the green here. He's plugged. He's chipping downhill with a 5-iron.
Oh, yeah! Yeah, baby! Go in!
It's going in!
Folks, Jesus, what can you say about the effort that Tron Carter has put in here today? Just shot after shot, he has answered the bell, and it looks like that's going to be the clincher here at Pinehurst.
Tron's tapping this, of course, makes Joe's a must-make. If this does not go in, Laz and Tron will be victorious. And that's it. Dennis, what a match we saw today.
Really well played, Laz. It was a pleasure being out here with you.
TC, what is it? Pleasure doing battle with you. You know, I wish I could have gotten a little bit more out of you, Yeah, you know, sometimes expect the best out of you. You know,
Joe put me on his back, and I, I helped on 8, but I wanted more out of myself. But I'm the microwave man, and sometimes, you heat up quick, and sometimes
you blow a fuse.
Of coolness, and I just didn't bring it today. But Joe, It's a pleasure playing with you. I'll be your wingman anytime.
Tough. Guys, talk to me, Joe. I'm not going to ask you to throw Neil under the bus, but could you have used a little bit more out of him today?
Yeah, I could have, Randy. Could have used a lot more Neil today. But, you know, that's how it goes sometimes in team golf.
Neil, talk to me. Was it just, was it the headspace? Was it just couldn't get comfortable? What was it today?
Well, I think, you know, first I tried to carry his bag to make sure he was carrying the team, so I decided I'd carry his clubs. He carries enough clubs and wanted him to really focus in. And I thought we battled back to eat all square, and we just couldn't get over the hump. You know, we couldn't get onto the other side there. But I played poorly. There's no excuse. I'll be back. But I do take exception with TC not acknowledging that I was trying to go back to back there. And I think the pressure was just a little too much for me today.
Guys,
that's gonna be all for us, man.
Go hit the deer antler spray. Thank you so much for your
Randy.
time.
Thanks you. Thank you. Appreciate it. Hey, tell Peggy and Chuck I said hi.
I will. Thank you. Dennis, I got the winners here. Laz, let me start with you. Talk to me about this whole experience.
You know, this is why you lift all those weights. This is why you run those hills. Trying to do it the TC way, coming through, having this partner who's just bulletproof. These guys play with a certain bloodlust that you just can't find everywhere, so hats off to them. Especially you, Jay-Z. You're a hell of a player. That was a lot of fun being out there with you guys, and I'm honored.
I mean, just an unbelievable up and down there at number 7, I believe. And then obviously up and down out of this bunker here at 9. Was it all fuel? Do you use the hate? Is it fuel?
Absolutely. I let the hate run through my veins, and I feed on it. And that's the way I've always been. That's what fuels my tweets. That's what fuels everything, really. And you know, I've been beating Neil since he came out of the womb.
Listen, last question, guys. I know, you know, I don't want to be the guy between you and a bottle of champagne. Laz, sum it all up for me in one sentence. Just the whole experience.
Magical. Camaraderie. It's just, you can't put a price on experiences like this, and I just, you know, I'm floating, Randy.
Do you have a message for the viewers?
You know, I'm not out here alone, right? Everything I've learned is standing on the people that came before me. So I'd like to take my hat off to them. And, you know, Tron hit a shot here that Scott Anderson showed me. And it's, you know, we're never doing anything by ourselves. We're always with those that came before us. So I'm honored to be a part of it.
Really inspiring stuff from Laz there. No one walks alone. You know, he said it. Solid, talk to me about what we saw from our winners here today.
You know, it's really surprising. You know, both Tron and I have played in the first 3 Wild World of Golfs, and we've both gone 0 for 3. And, you know, I thought I was ready to hang it up and no longer compete in these things. The pressure had just gotten to me. But seeing TC get out there and get a victory has inspired me to get back out on the trail.
That's great to hear. Partner, I want to thank you for being here. That was a thrill, hell of a day of golf. I want to thank all the viewers for watching. We're going to be back soon with another Wild World of Golf from Jacksonville Beach Golf Course down here in Florida with special guest Jim Furyk. That's not a joke. He's actually going to be on, which is pretty sick. But for now, let's send it down to our correspondent, Big Randy, to take us out. And folks, we'll see you next time.
What a match. Gosh, back and forth, real competitors. Thought we got a great look at the Cradle. Jim just providing such valuable insight. Really cool for you guys to get a part of that. Dennis, I'll log off here. It's a beautiful evening, another beautiful evening in Pinehurst, North Carolina. Live from the Cradle. This is Big Randy, and we'll see you guys all at the Wild World of Golf next time.